Hello everyone, welcome to Lordswood School Comprehension Session 1, and today's session is going to be about inference. So our learning objective is to understand what inference means and be able to make our own inferences about a book. So we're going to look at a cover of a book today and make inferences about the story, and we're going to use the word because to explain where our ideas come from. The first thing we're going to do is just have a look at the front cover of the book and think about the things that we notice straight away. So who can we see? What does the title tell us? Are there any other things in the illustrations on the cover that give us clues about the story? Here you go. So this is the cover of the story. It's called Cinderella's Sister and the Big Bad Wolf. So have a look and think about the things that you notice about it. I can see 4 different characters. I've noticed there's a building. What else do we notice? Next, we're going to have a look more closely at the illustration of the main character on the front, so the girl in the pink dress. What things do we notice about her? What does her expression tell us? So what her face is like? What is she doing? Where is she going? So just have a look and see if you can find any clues in the picture of the main character. So here she is. Have a look, think about what the illustration tells you. Is she moving? Is she holding things? Where do you think she might be going? I noticed that she was holding something that reminded me of another story I know. Have another look at what she's holding. Now we're going to have a think about all of the things that we've noticed so far and what they tell us about what might happen in the story. So what other characters do we notice on the cover? There's one character that should be very familiar to us because he takes part in lots of the stories we read in school. What do we know about the wolf? And what does this tell us about what might happen in the story? Can you write down a prediction maybe of what this character might do in the story? So now let's think about the setting of the story. And the setting is where a story takes place. So some stories take place underwater, some might take place in castles or in cities. So have a look at the next picture I'm going to show you. It's part of the cover, and see if you can infer which setting this story might be. So here's a picture of that building, and it's surrounded by something that might tell us where it takes place. The last thing we're going to have a look at, and this is the thing that usually can give us lots of clues about the story, is the blurb. So I'm going to read it to you, and then I want you to think if it gives you any clues about what the story might be about or what might happen. Okay, the blurb says, "It's hard being an ugly sister, especially if you are Gertie and are really rather nice. But if Gertie wants to go to the ball, she'll have to learn to be mean and bad, like a proper ugly sister. Oh dear, whatever will Gertie do? There's never a fairy godmother when you need one. Or is there?" Okay, so your challenge then is to start this video again, and as you go through this time, pause it on the pages with the magnifying glass and have a go at writing down your ideas, your inferences that relate to that question. So for example, if you were talking about the character on the front, the main character, one of your inferences might be that you think she could be a princess because she's wearing a beautiful pink dress and dainty shoes. And we know that in lots of stories, that is what the kind of outfit that a princess would wear. Don't forget to use the word because in your answers, because that is a good word to help you explain where your ideas and inferences come from. Thank you so much for your hard work, and if you'd like to find out what happens in this story and whether your inferences were correct, then have a look for comprehension video number 2, which is a story time where we go through this story.